This is ITV News at 10 with Mark Austin and Mary Nightingale.
Good evening. They were at odds yesterday when an inquest jury decided Mark Duggan had been lawfully shot by the police. But in one way, at least today, the Duggan family and senior police officers were united in calling for calm. The family say they will maintain their fight for justice. The head of Scotland Yard talked of rebuilding trust. But Commissioner Sir Bernard Hogan-Howe also accepted that the police were still thought of as institutionally racist. Our UK editor Lucy Manning reports on the calm after the storm.
That's what I'm asking you. What do people feel about the verdict?
You don't right.
You don't think it's a right verdict?
After the anger and the fury, some calm. Senior police officers invited the cameras as they took to the streets of Tottenham, talking, hoping to avoid rioting. Last night, the bitterness towards the police clear as the jury ruled officers did lawfully shoot and kill Mark Duggan.
We are not giving up. No justice, no peace.
His family promised no justice, no peace, but today called for no more violence. That message by those most angry about the verdict on Mark Duggan's death, welcomed by the Met's most senior officer.
I do particularly also want to thank them for the fact that they've said they want to work within the legal system. They do not want to see violence or protests about this event. And I think they deserve a great deal of our support for that, because it must be really hard for them to have said that.
Do you feel like they owed an apology, despite the fact that the jury said that this was lawful?
I'm not going to talk about apologies. I think the only thing I can do is to respect the outcome of the jury's verdict.
Is the force still institutionally racist?
What I've said all the time since I've been here is that it's for someone else to make that judgment. If people believe we are, then presumably we are.
That, a frank admission, suggests the police must do more to change that perception. And in the hope of avoiding the flames that were sparked from the protests after Mark Duggan's death, the Prime Minister also praised the family's vow to fight in court, not on the streets.
These issues raise very strong emotions, but I hope people can react calmly and recognise that we have proper judicial processes in this country, and they're the ones that must be followed and respected.
There are plans for a vigil in Tottenham on Saturday. The Metropolitan Police has no intelligence that there will be any repeat of the riots, but they have police on standby just in case there is likely to be any trouble.
It is a vigil in remembrance and respecting the life or the death of Mark Duggan. His family, his children will be there, and we don't expect anybody to come where Mark Duggan's young children are to create unrest or anarchy.
The jury said the police acted within the law, but this is also about trust, and police know there are parts of London where they must work to regain it.
And on that, what are the wider problems for the police here?
Well, the immediate one is the fear of more violence. The wider one is that relationship with the black community. I thought Bernard Hogan-Howe was going out of his way today to be conciliatory to the Duggan family, making clear that they do regret killing anyone, even someone who is connected to guns, and they're keen for people to know that they're not a gun-happy force. The statistics last year showed that there were around 12,000 authorised incidents involving guns, and a gun was only fired in 5 of those. And you only have to look at the pictures from the Woolwich attack, when Lee Rigby was attacked, when the police arrive on the scene, and those split-second decisions that they have to make. But there is some real resentment within the black community towards the police, and a lot of that is to do with stop and search. And the Home Secretary has been clear that stop and search powers have to change, and there's been a consultation on this, and I think in the next few weeks we're likely to hear more on that, and she will make clear that police have to change the way they use those controversial stop and search powers.
All right, Lucy, thank you very much.
There's a new scandal involving a free school.